whatever we're
Is
talking
your
about.
favorite actor the actor who you think you like the most? All right, so we're recording right now.
Yeah, we are.
Cool.
What are we talking about again?
Well, okay, so I'll just pose a question because it'll be a good jumping off point.
I forgot. We discussed it before we started recording. I already forgot what we're
Is
talking
your
about.
favorite actor the actor who you think you like the most? Like if someone says, "Oh, Tom Cruise, he's an incredible actor."
He runs in every movie.
Do you
He's
know
a
how
great runner.
fast he's clocked.
Not
running?
even how fast he's running. Have you seen the people break down his stride?
Yeah,
He's
a
good at
runner.
running.
Yeah, no, he's a good runner. Or is your favorite actor the actor that you've probably seen the most movies? Like they just don't produce a bad movie, but they're not like, you know, if you want to be like highbrow about it, you might say like Daniel Day-Lewis is my favorite actor because he's so versatile.
I'm
and such a method
100%
actor.
torn. I know we've talked about this before. I 100% agree with your assessment. Like,
Yeah.
like there's certain people. It's like,
Kevin Costner.
yeah. So,
Does not make a bad movie except Waterworld, and even.
and I
that's
disagree
debatable.
on that. I like Waterworld.
Yeah.
It's like the smokers. They got that big tank. Where do they get all the gas from? Are they drilling it from under the ground, under the water? You
Like
think?
offshore drilling.
Well, the whole thing's offshore. It's all offshore drilling. Yeah. Or except for that, at the end, spoilers. They find dry land because that girl had the tattoo on her back. But anyway,
Yeah.
so I think it's both. I think it's a kind of combination of the two. Like, you know, like who? So you said Kevin Costner, and we talked about this one time before, and it's like I'm trying to think of who. Like I'm kind of that way a little bit like Colin Farrell. Like I can't think
yeah.
of too many movies that I've seen with Colin Farrell and be like that movie sucked.
No, yeah, I agree. But
You know?
he's not typically the actor where someone's like, he is.
I
the
have to
best
see this
actor
because of Colin
Right.
Farrell.
It's just like you see something. Yeah.
It's like, well, it's kind of like that idea of the stuff you're seeing you're seeing a little bit of stuff in the media, like we're seeing the end of the movie star.
yeah.
You know, so like, you know, do we still have those movie stars that's the reason you're going to go see the movie? Like, you know, there's a few. Like I
Like
saw,
the big pool names.
yeah. Well, I saw a thing not too long ago that talked about the new Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise. You
The
know,
one's already out, or they're making another one.
I don't know.
The
I'm not
most
sure.
recent one, or
I think
are they
no, the
making
new one.
another?
They're making another one.
Good lord.
Yeah, it's like Mission Impossible. How many impossible missions are there? Seems like there'd be just the one, right?
Not if you complete it.
That's true. There's no more Mission Impossibles. Well, if you
Obviously, all missions are
no,
possible.
well, I was gonna
Just
say
not
that is exactly what I was gonna
probable.
say. If you complete the mission at the end, you should have to change the name of the movie.
Or the name of the force. Remember, he works for the IMF, the Impossible Mission Force.
Mission Probable.
They have a mission.
Mission.
we'll see where it
We
goes.
can probably get it. Now, going back to that conversation about Kevin Costner being your guy, right?
Yeah.
What do you think the worst Kevin Costner movie is? What
The worst
Don't say
Kevin
Waterworld.
Costner
What
movie?
Kevin Costner movie do you not like the most?
I'll be honest, and I know that this is probably like debated for sure, but I did not care for Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I like Morgan Freeman's character in it, but I,
like
didn't
Alan
really
Rickman.
dig. I liked Alan Rickman in it, but I didn't dig Kevin Costner in that role.
No, Alan Rickman was.
But I will say-
Alan Rickman wasn't Prince of Men in Tights, was he? Who was the sheriff of Nottingham in Men in Tights?
Oh, I don't remember. It wasn't Alan Rickman.
Okay, I get those two mixed up.
So, and that's yeah, that makes sense. I mean, like Men in Tights was a parody on Prince of
and
Thieves.
it was fantastic.
But so my concern with Prince of Thieves, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone that sees this can actually research this. But I'm gonna like go out on a limb. Kevin Costner doesn't give a crap. Kevin Costner does not give a crap if he's supposed to play a British. He doesn't care. He's like Sean Connery playing an American. He just does not care.
Tell me if you're
He's
holding
like,
out Scotland and the stuff they go Agus.
I'm Robin Hood because I say I'm Robin Hood. Like,
I'm Robin Hood, Robin of Locksley from England.
yeah, he's got like a
Well, I mean,
mullet
like,
in it. He's
I still think
pretty much rocking a mullet
even
in
if
that
you say
movie.
he didn't care and it might not have been the best interpretation of Robin Hood, I still think it's better than the new one with what's his
Russell
name?
Crowe?
No, the
Oh, I was gonna say,
no,
that's like the
no,
best.
the one with the dude from the Kingsman. with
I
Jamie
haven't
with
seen
Jamie
that.
Foxx.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Don't.
No, there's no reason to.
It's rough.
Robin Hood might be one of my more favorite adaptations of a book, or like a poem in that case, to a movie though. Like almost every time they make a version of it, I like it. Like it's a good movie.
Well,
It's a familiar
I
movie.
think everyone, unless you were, Silver Spoon, understands the idea of taking from the rich and giving to the poor and
Yeah.
doing good for people.
I agree.
It's the small guy, or not a small guy. He was a prince technically, right?
No, he wasn't.
He was a lord.
No.
He had a manor of Locksley.
Wait a minute.
Robin Hood. He's Robin of
Robin
Locksley.
of Locksley.
Yeah, he had a castle. He came back and
It
it been torn down.
depends, because like historically, no. Historically, not
I'm
at all.
basing it on the movie Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Have
go
you
full-
seen
I'm
the
trying
one
to
with
go
Russell
full
Crowe?
circle. Yeah, I like
Because
that one.
he's actually one of those stars also, where he makes really good movies. Like most of the time. Like
But he
on the
makes some-
flip side
but
of
he makes
that,
some bad movies.
an actor that I'll watch a movie because an actor is in, but 90% of the time he disappoints me, is Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
He stars in movies. I'm
It's
like, oh,
because
that
you
might
expect
be good.
because you expect it to be like King Leonidas, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's
Or
like.
Dracula in Dracula 2000. He was good in that.
Also, have you seen the preview for the new Dracula movie, Renfield?
That looks hilarious.
I love that it's Nicolas
Cage.
Nicolas
as
Cage is on a
Dracula.
comeback.
I
Kinda-
see. Okay, Nicolas Cage is an actor to himself because he is neither good nor bad.
Well,
He's just like chaotic neutral.
I say he's
He is a chaotic
he's
neutral.
on a comeback, but I'm putting it in the kind of the same vein as like kind of like Ethan Hawke.
I don't.
And well, I mean not in terms of caliber or what they're doing. I just mean in terms of relevance. Like Ethan Hawke all of a sudden started popping up in all these movies again.
Yeah.
And same thing is happening with Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is starting to have
Is it fair to say that Keanu Reeves also did that with John Wick? Because like after The Matrix, he kind of. I mean, he did some movies, but not many. But then John Wick kind of put him back up on where he's doing. But now he's just starring as John Wick in everything.
well, so he had some movies that were
Like cult following.
well, I was gonna say they might not have had the critical success or like the box office thing, but so yeah, I guess Cole.
But he's not a tremendous actor where he can do an independent movie like someone like Tom Hardy or Daniel Day-Lewis. Like they can
Yeah.
do a movie that doesn't have critical box office success, but box office success, but the critics are like,
yeah,
if you haven't
Well,
seen
it's
it, you should watch it. It's good.
Keanu Reeves did a couple of movies that I almost
Do you remember him in Dracula?
yeah,
That's
'cause
John
he was-
Parker.
Yeah,
What?
it's like Dracula. Now,
And he
granted,
did do
I
a
almost,
British accent.
But I
He was
almost,
like,
but I
"I've got
almost-
this."
But I almost went with the wrong Dracula right there, playing the joke. I was gonna be like, yeah, and then he tried to kill Leslie Nielsen from Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Yeah. But so
But-
he embraced. He said, "Here I am,
Yeah.
straight off of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. You want me to be a British nobleman?"
We're wild stallions,
And then it's like,
governor.
I will save you. I will save you. Yeah, he's not great when it comes to accents.
So
Good
he had-
guy in real life, though.
Apparently,
He's a very good
From
guy.
everything I've seen on YouTube and other channels, he is one of the best.
He owns a motorcycle company. Did you know that?
Is it Arch?
I think it's Wild Stallions.
No, it's like Arch Motorcycles or something like that.
Might have been Wild Stallions.
Might have been Wild Stallions. If it's not, it should be Wild Stallions.
Yeah, swing and a miss.
But I was gonna say so some of his movies in between the two were movies that like they were very interesting, but then there were also like a lot of people talk crap about them. So like he had like the 47 Ronin, which was like a remake of an old samurai movie,
To me, it was like a ripoff of The 13th Warrior, which was a good movie.
which is a Michael Crichton book.
Yeah, but like
He's the Dead.
Antonio Banderas pulled that one off pretty well, and then Keanu Reeves is like, "I can do that too."
Yeah, and then
But he
there's
was good in Point Break. We've discussed that. If you haven't seen that episode, go back and watch
he
that.
was good in Point Break.
He was good in Point Break.
Little
He
hints every
makes
time
good
about rock and roll.
movies, but he has to play to his strengths. So right now, his strengths is A, he's immortal, and B, he
So you
is
have experience
John
with
Wick.
that.
So he went from Neo to
Yeah.
John Wick.
So
Those are his
you
two
have
characters.
you have experience with being immortal. Like, how much more does that kind of just weigh on you, knowing that you're going to outlive everybody?
I'm convinced that what happens is every periodic so often that your memory just gets wiped like an old computer.
Oh.
And so like you have fleeting memories of things that have happened, but then largely it's all new. But it
Gotcha.
feels like you're reading a book, but maybe
So
the
very-
first time you skip some
So,
chapters.
so a very extensive experience of deja vu.
very extensive.
I got you.
Very
So-
extensive experience with deja vu.
So, So if Kevin Costner's your dude,
That's not
Like-
in the frame, is it?
I don't care.
I hope it wasn't.
We'll fix it in post.
Mott's
So
apple
if,
juice.
if Kevin Costner is your dude for like he's never made a bad movie or like every movie you've seen him in you've enjoyed,
Yeah.
who's your dude or
Dudette.
dudette? Who's your actor or actress that if you see in a movie you're like I'm gonna see it? Or has that become Kevin Costner now that you've made that realization? I think I'd watch most things Brad Pitt was in.
I agree.
I like a lot of
He's a draw.
yeah.
He's a draw.
Now, that actually leads me to a conversation we had before, and I'm gonna pose this question now. I'm gonna pose it to the camera, but I already know Ken. It was actually Ken's idea. Brad Pitt now in Meet Joe Black versus Brad Pitt in Meet Joe
Oh,
Black.
no, absolutely. There are a lot. Okay, so you know what? We're going to derail our entire topic.
Not really.
No, we are a little bit
Okay.
because we're going to go from the actors. So now we're going to go into familiar water, warm water. That is the actors that
might
we
have to pee
do
your
love.
pants. For more water. Might make you pee your pants.
Unless I already have.
Gross.
So the actors that we do love, the actors that we've already identified as being lovable to
Right.
us.
John Candy.
God bless him.
I love him.
He is everybody's uncle. So those actors that we appreciate already, if they had movies, and you and I have discussed it several times, so I'm going to kind of run down a list just so we can keep them fresh in our mind because I
Okay.
won't forget all, or I won't remember all these. So if Johnny Depp went back and played From Hell again now,
Oh,
because
yeah.
we
We talked
identified
about that.
that as being the creation of the Jack Sparrow-esque British character that was kind of off and a little maybe burnout in the brain. But that was almost him formulating that persona. So now he's very good at, a much more talented actor. Could he redo From Hell now and make that a more believable character? Because his acting was not awesome in that movie. Brad Pitt and Meet Joe Black. If we went back and saw aged Brad Pitt, like
Right.
the Brad Pitt that we see now in like Bullet Train,
See, I-
recast in Meet Joe Black as the same character, how much more dynamic would
See,
that
I even
character
think,
become?
to go with the Brad Pitt one, I think I would like to see him now, like he is now in Seven. You know what I'm saying? Like I think an
That'd be
older,
cool.
I think an older Brad Pitt in Seven almost, it maybe even be in the Morgan Freeman-esque
Cast
character.
him in the Morgan Freeman,
and then make
cast
some-
someone like Garrett Hedlund, who I actually really
Garrett
like.
Hedlund.
He was Hook in the movie.
Oh
Pan.
yeah, that dude, yeah.
He's done a lot of stuff, and he's good. He's got a persona. He's got a presence on
Yeah.
screen. He's in that new series Tulsa King, which I didn't recognize it was him for like the first 2 episodes, but it's Sylvester Stallone. It's done by Taylor Sheridan, same dude that does Yellowstone. It's about like a mobster that gets like exiled into like Tulsa, Oklahoma, but he like kind of sets up shop there. So Garrett
Spoilers
Hedlund
if we're
has
not
a-
supposed to know what town it happens in. If we know it because it's called Tulsa King, not a spoiler.
Extra
So
point
that
if you
is-
knew that Tulsa was in Oklahoma.
Did I say Oklahoma?
I think you did.
Oh, thank God. Because as soon as he said that, I realized I have no idea what state I said.
Extra point.
Ooh, cool.
So,
So you said Brad Pitt is the old guy,
and then someone like Garrett
someone
Hedlund.
young. That'd be
Now,
cool.
now and so I would also say, okay, this is going to be. Don't you fight me?
I'm fighting.
Don't you fight me?
Don't make me swing.
Almost anything. I'm going to call that Brad Pitt's pre-heyday, his pre-golden age was like the days of Meet Joe Black and Seven. He was not as young as in Thelma and Louise. He was a sex symbol, but he was definitely flexing his acting chops. I would say that one Mr. Charlie Hunnam could play in almost any one of that era of movie of Brad Pitt and do a wonderful job, because I think that Charlie Hunnam is becoming one of the better actors of, we'll say, our generation.
I think now.
Now.
I think,
No, that's what I mean, now.
think,
Like, cast him right now.
I think, was it Papillon, Lost City
Oh
of
my
Zed?
gosh, Papillon was
Lost
good.
City of Zed.
Lost City of Zed was
I think,
fantastic.
I think that
The
Charlie,
Gentleman was
I think,
fantastic.
I think that Charlie Hunnam, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I necessarily agree with, like, Sons of Anarchy, Charlie Hunnam.
So if
Because
you ever
that-
watched
he's-
interviews with Charlie Hunnam about his role in Sons of Anarchy,
Yeah.
he was not a big fan of that.
Yeah.
He was so into that role
Well, see,
that it
also-
almost
also-
stereotyped him, almost cast him as acting.
Yeah, but I also don't. I
I'm gonna
don't
put my glasses on because
as much
I
as
can't
I
see
yeah,
anything.
as much as I enjoyed the movie.
What, Sons of Anarchy?
No, that's not a movie. But anyway,
Right.
I was going to say, as much as I enjoyed the movie,
Was that
King?
Taylor Sheridan also?
I'm not sure. I think
it was
so.
Taylor Sheridan.
But as much as I enjoyed the movie, I didn't like him in King Arthur.
You're wrong, but
I can be wrong.
also, so King Arthur is another one. Very
But it's also
Robin Hood-esque.
But I was gonna say I also don't
Every
like,
adaptation
I don't
they
know
make
who
of
I'd
King
put
Arthur,
there
I
instead
know.
of him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who I'd replace him with.
Brad Pitt.
But I didn't like
Keanu Reeves.
I didn't really like it. Now,
But that
now,
is
the King
that is
Arthur,
a
the one
story.
with Clive Owen, is it Clive Owen and
that
Keira
was
Knightley?
good.
That's a good King Arthur story.
with Stellan Skarsgård. Best line Stellan
Stellar
Skarsgård
skateboard.
has ever had in a movie was when Clive Owen rides out. He's got all of his knight's plume on, and he says, "Mark my face and mark it well. For the next time I see you, I will kill you." And then he rides off. And Stellan Skarsgård's like this, just awesome. He very reminiscent of a Viking, but definitely supposed to be like
No.
like a Norman
Right.
conquestian character. And he beats his chest and he says, "Finally, a man worth killing." And then he just walks off. Like that's Stellan Skarsgård is
I think
phenomenal. They should cast him in a biopic about John Wayne. I'm putting that on film right now. If you look at Stellan Skarsgård,
I can't wait to see him play Genghis Khan as John Wayne.
He can do it.
He could do it.
Stellan Skarsgård, that guy,
Yeah.
would be phenomenal as John Wayne. He's got the same height, same build, and I know he can do an American accent.
Well, he's also kind of got like that mannerism. Like
He does.
He kind of feels.
He does.
Like certain movies you see when he's supposed to have a presence, he has a presence.
Yeah.
And he just kind of like it's like I'm here, type of thing.
Speaking of also an actor who is not great at acting, but I will watch anything he's in,
Charlie Hunnam. No, I'm just kidding.
Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah.
In Tarzan?
That's Tarzan. Yeah. So
I watch anything he's in because I'm like, oh, I like that guy. I've liked him since True Blood. I enjoy his movies. He's not fantastic. Like he's not going to win an Academy Award anytime soon.
I
But
really liked him in Tarzan though.
I liked him in
like really
Tarzan.
really liked him in Tarzan. And what's the younger brother that was Pennywise? That's not Bill. Is it Bill?
It is
Skarsgård?
Bill.
I liked him too. I
but
liked
see,
a lot
he
of
is
stuff.
a better actor than Alexander Skarsgård.
I agree with that.
Like Bill Skarsgård is a next
feel like-
caliber level.
I feel like
actor.
Alexander Skarsgård is kind of, sort of.
He's a sex symbol.
I was going to say.
He's an underwear model.
I was going to say with
He's Brad Pitt.
Tarzan. Yeah,
just much taller. He's
I
like
think-
6'7"
Brad Pitt's a little bit better actor.
now, but
Yeah.
not when he was doing even. I would say, okay, so what's the movie where we separate Brad Pitt from like his like golden heyday to like Brad Pitt? He is a very talented actor.
Well,
was
see,
that
arguably,
Fight Club? Or
I don't
was
know. Well,
it after Fight Club?
Well, arguably, other people would say his heyday included Seven and Meet Joe Black and stuff like that. Like they would argue that was kind of his height of popularity. But I would
Not
say,
popularity,
I
I
would say,
mean
I was gonna say-
ability.
well, in terms of
I don't
ability,
mean popularity.
in terms of ability for me, when I watched it and I was just like, Jesus, I would say it's somewhere around, and it's one of these two movies, but they kind of fit together, is Fight Club or Snatch. Like, I loved him in Snatch.
I liked him in Snatch, but I don't think he was a tremendous actor in it. Like,
I
I,
thought-
don't
I
think he
thought
was
he
a
was
tremendous
amazing.
actor in Troy. Like he was
Ah,
good
see-
in
see,
Troy,
I didn't
but he
think- I
wasn't a
didn't-
good actor.
Yeah, see, Troy...
Fight Club, I think he was good, but I think that
Well-
was a lot of the director.
Well,
Is he an actor that works better
well, I
with
was gonna
certain
say-
directors?
Maybe. Well, I was going to say, arguably, one of my favorite Brad Pitt movies of all time, and I always go with this one, is I love Legends of the Fall. Like, I think that's a good,
definitely
I think that's a good
pre-
acting movie, though. I think he's a good actor in that movie.
I like the guy who started as his older brother in that
What's
movie.
that dude's name? The only thing I can think of him,
Something very
he's
British.
he's in Practical Magic with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
He's the guy, like the sheriff that comes in or whatever. Or not
What
a
is his
sheriff, but
name?
he's a cop. But I don't remember. But
What is his name in that? Or not in that. What's his name?
I don't know,
It's-
Tristan's Brad Pitt.
It's some, man, it's right on the tip of my tongue. We don't have time to talk about this. We can edit it out and
But,
really talk about it. But
But Anthony Hopkins was good in that movie.
okay, so there's another actor.
Anthony Hopkins.
Phenomenal actor. But sometimes he is not the reason you go see the movie. But he will. I think that directors have to work very hard with Anthony Hopkins to make sure that he does not steal any movie he is in, because he is a phenomenal
I feel
supporting
that same
actor.
way with what's his name, Christoph Waltz.
Oh my God, yes.
You know,
no,
like,
absolutely,
now,
100%.
Christoph Waltz is kind of one of those dudes. Like, if I find out he's in a movie, I'll probably check it out.
Yeah.
You know, because he's like,
agree.
because like, and I don't think I knew him before, Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, gee, I don't think I did either. I think
You
that
know,
was probably like, I think that's probably like No, yep. I think that was
So-
probably like when. But
so
I don't
he's
think
a-
he's a guy that's been acting his whole life. I think that he's like one of those like kind of fell into it in his like 40s. Like, I mean, maybe in like, where's he from? Like Belgium?
I'm not sure, but I like.
He's not English. I don't
So
think he's
I
English.
like him in
think
Inglourious Bastards. I really
I
liked
have to
him
look
in
this
Django Unchained.
Django Unchained.
Like I don't know too many. Like I can't think of anything I've really seen him in that I don't
his name?
like.
Christoph
Waltz. But I always get him mixed up with Tim Roth.
You're weird.
Huh? What?
Yeah, you're weird.
Really? I'm weird. I just forget which one's which. It's like which one's in Rob
He's
Roy
Austrian.
or The Duelist?
He's Austrian.
Who's in Rob Roy?
Rob
The
Roy
Duelist?
is the dude you're thinking about.
Tim Roth.
Yeah, Tim Roth.
See, I always think that's Christoph Waltz, and he's the bad guy in Tarzan too, right?
Wow.
Forgot
6
about
degrees
that.
of separation.
Yeah.
Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just playing that game, 6 Degrees of Separation, but I thought, you know who has that now, to me, is Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is like,
Well, I think.
everybody is connected
Well, I
to
was
Johnny
going to say,
Depp.
at the time when that first came out with the idea of Kevin Bacon, the 6 Degrees Kevin Bacon, that was early 90s, right?
True.
And so
Like
now.
Footloose.
Yeah, so, well, because the thing was, they were talking, and Kevin Bacon said, he's worked with so many people. He has now either worked with everybody or worked with somebody who's worked with everybody in Hollywood. And that's kind of.
Speaking of Kevin Bacon,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to skip Kevin Bacon because he is not necessarily an actor that I go see a movie because he's in. But
And I
do
think
enjoy
he's
most
in a lot of
movies
bad
he's
movies.
in. I enjoy most movies he's in. But
She's having a baby was dope.
I don't think I ever saw that. So, but you know who starred in a movie with Kevin Bacon, who is 100% an actor that I will
Tom
see
Hanks.
anything that he's in.
There's
Hold on,
a
connect me
game.
to
There's
Tom Hanks and Kevin Bacon. Connect those two.
Apollo 13.
Oh yeah, that's a quick connection.
That's one of my go-tos for 6
that's
Degrees
good,
Kevin
'cause
Bacon.
Bill Paxton is in that too, and I
Oh,
like
yeah?
him.
I forget
R.I.P.
that.
Bill Paxton.
Yeah, R.I.P. Bill Paxton.
So
Human barometer.
okay, I'm gonna derail this in a
Okay,
minute. But
again?
before I do,
Okay.
So this is gonna be a weird one.
Okay.
But before I do, Sean Penn is a actor that I'll watch anything he is in because he is good in everything he does. Now, he didn't used to be, but like I kind of say like
He's one of
Carlito's
those-
Way was
yeah.
kind of where he became like this very good actor, and then like what was the Mystic River
Yeah.
with Kevin Bacon,
So-
where he's like, "That's my girl."
For me-
that's my girl.
I don't disagree.
Except for I Am Sam. That
I
was
was gonna say I don't disagree, but for me personally, I like it when he plays something like Mystic River.
Yeah,
like,
very tortured.
Like I don't like it when he's just a dude.
No, he
You know
plays
what I'm talking
broken. No, he doesn't
about?
play a dude
Yeah,
anymore. He plays
I
broken.
like when he plays broken
He
characters.
plays broken so well.
Yeah, and so like, what's that movie? What's the movie where he's the like the gun for hire dude? You know what I'm talking about? It starts off and he shoots that dude in the car.
Yeah, I think that's called like
So I really
The Shooter.
maybe,
No.
but that's the one with Mark Wahlberg,
Trigger?
right? Shooter.
That's Shooter.
Yeah. So, but that one, I really, really liked that
Yeah,
one,
that's good.
and I liked his brief cameo in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Oh my God.
And-
do you know that's why I became a photographer?
Yes,
Yeah. Whole reason.
I've known you for a while now.
No, but actually,
So, but I don't-
the
but-
man that character is actually based off of is largely responsible for me becoming
Now-
a photographer.
He makes me think of the guy that I sent you that text about a while back, and be like, "Have you ever heard of this guy?" You know what I'm talking about? You remember that?
Yeah.
And it's
Yes,
like,
no, I
have you
researched
ever
that
heard
guy.
of this dude?
Yeah.
And so that's like,
Well,
Like,
now
that's
that
what
guy
they-
is incredible too.
yeah,
That's what everyone, and when you become a photographer, everybody thinks that you're hanging off of a mountain, like capturing a Yeti and a snow leopard having a cuddle fight, and you're going to get published by National Geographic, and your name will go down in TED Talks forever. It's actually not what happens.
Yetis don't cuddle.
They do.
They don't.
Only with snow leopards. If you were a humongous ape-like creature and you had a chance to cuddle a snow leopard, you would 100%
If I were.
cuddle a snow leopard.